bringing stories that are important to our community in Anne Arundel, Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz on a Veterans Day Wednesday. Thank you to all veterans who have served and made the sacrifice, and their families, by the way, because families serve as well by having their loved ones away from them. Right now, I have in the studio from On Top of the World, Robert Colin, and he's brought in Gary Pierre with him. We're going to talk about Circle Square. First off, good morning, gentlemen. Okay, let me do this. Now say good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
See, that's a lot better. People can hear you there. It's amazing how this radio thing works.
Yeah.
Turn the microphone on, people can hear you. It's amazing.
Right.
Look, I played college football, shots to the head. You know, I've used that excuse for 8 years.
Did you play college football?
I did.
Where'd you play?
A little small school in South Georgia.
Okay.
Georgia Southern. Small.
Okay. They've had some good teams, though.
Yeah.
6 national championships. Adrian Peterson from Santa Fe High School, Tracy Ham from Santa Fe High School. They played.
Didn't they beat Michigan a couple of years ago?
No, that was Appalachian State. Appalachian State. We beat the University of Florida a few years ago.
That's right. I forgot about that.
26-20, no passing, no problem. Threw 3 passes that day and completed none of them and still won.
Wow.
But my friends that are Gator fans don't like me reminding them of that. I got in trouble. The guy said, "You're not a Gator fan, cheering for Georgia Southern." I go, "I grew up a Gator fan. I bled on that sideline." That's a big difference. Big difference. Let's talk for a minute about exactly for those people who may not know, which people that live under rocks or just not in tune with anything going on in our community. What is Circle Square?
There you go. That's a good starting question. Well, Circle Square was kind of so On Top of the World is obviously a retirement community, but we're manipulating or changing the way we are to become Colton built homes. It's going to include Calessa, which will be built for families. But the Circle Square Commons and the Circle Square Cultural Center was built to kind of enhance the options that we provide, not just to On Top of the World residents, but to all of Marion County, and bring in top quality entertainment. And so Gary's come in, and he's kind of the leading force to bring in different kinds of shows, music acts, entertainment, comedians, magicians, everything, and provide that quality for Marion County.
Let's clear this up. We're not talking about a square like is in that community down south. We're not an open air square. We're talking about an actual cultural center where plays and concerts and comedy, all in the comfort of sitting down and watching it can take place.
That is correct. And we also do have a town square.
Right.
That is outdoor, where we do have live entertainment. You know, with COVID going on, we just started entertainment on every Saturday from 6 to 9. Every Saturday, 6 to 9, live entertainment outdoors as well.
Who are some of the people that I would know that have come to the Circle Square Performance Center? Because I know a couple years ago, Kansas came.
Kansas,
I know that. Carry On My Wayward Son. I got all that.
Oh yeah.
But it's people like that. It's not Tom Schmitz and the Garage Band. It's actual big name stars.
Absolutely. We've had a wide range of entertainers. Most notable is Kevin Costner, who is one of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner in the Modern West. We had Willie Nelson, like you mentioned, Kansas, Air Supply. Frankie Avalon, the list just goes on. Frank Sinatra Jr. Yeah,
Junior was there, huh?
Yeah, Junior was there. Yeah,
not Blue Eyes, but close.
Yeah, but close. Yeah.
When you talk about it being a cultural center, though, it's not just about concerts. Tell me some of the other things that go on in the center.
Yeah, absolutely. We're a multifunctional facility, so we do, annual father-daughter dance. We do CP luncheons, weddings and receptions. You name it, we do it. We've done, school plays.
Student or Teacher of the Year events.
Golden Apples, yeah. Everything. We are the largest facility in the community that can do what we do, because we don't have fixed seating, so we could take out the seats and change the room to pretty much whatever you like.
When you say you don't have fixed seating, that means everything is removable. You could make that hall what you deem it for each individual event?
Absolutely. We, for like weddings, sometimes clients will rent the building out for a wedding and reception, so they can have their ceremony. The guests go out into the lobby. 1 hour later, we flip it into the reception.
In an undertaking like this, you got to have a lot of staff.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got a great support team, great team that helps us out. It's a great team effort because otherwise it wouldn't work if it wasn't.
We're speaking with Robert Colin. He is with On Top of the World, and Gary Pierre. We're talking about the Circle Square Event Center. But Robert, people have this misnomer, which I had. You and I were talking before the show, that is just a retirement community we're talking about. And I had the same misnomer about a lot of places around here, that once you get that deed restricted thing, you think that that's in set in stone, but that's changing it On Top of the World.
That's right. So inside the gates of On Top of the World, you've got just retirement communities. You've got Indigo, you've got Weyburn Landing, you got Candler Hills, and on top of the other On Top of the World communities. But now we're expanding into Kalesa, which is a family-built community, and that's going to have our school, INA Colon Academy. It's going to have the big natatorium, the swimming center that's going to be built, and that'll all be built next year. So we've got a lot going on in those terms. And then, of course, we've got the Cultural Center. We've got Master the Possibilities, which is an education facility that we do where we provide hundreds of classes for all kinds of different things, from Spanish and art to music and just discussions, anything you want, history, whatever you want to learn. We've got a huge catalog on that. So many different offerings that are like MTP, Master the Possibilities, which is out there for the entire community to participate in. And the exciting events that we do, even at Shalom Park, where we're involved with. So we've done, we just had a movie night at Shalom Park. We've got another one coming up this month. We've got Master the Possibilities events at Shalom Park. So lots of different things that we provide for everybody. And as the next year comes up with the swimming pool and the school, it's really going to expand how much we impact Marion County. We're excited.
You bring up a good point. I know we're going to talk about Circle Square some more here in a minute, but with the groundbreaking for the school and for the natatorium that happened a couple weeks ago, back to back, I was really intrigued with the natatorium. I have a friend of mine who swam at Dynamo Swim up in Atlanta, which in the 80s was the premier swim club in Atlanta, and she swam in the Goodwill Games. She tore her shoulder up, or she would have swam in the Olympics. But that's something that you see prominent in a place like Atlanta. You see natatoriums that are just amazing facilities. And I got down here and I thought, I grew up in Florida, then I moved to Georgia, and swimming in Georgia, they have these natatoriums and everything where it's just amazing facilities. And then we get down here, and don't get me wrong, CF's facility's nice. What the county does with the county recreation pools, there's Olympic lap pools in there. They're nice.
Right.
But we're talking something that's international quality. That's right. That you're building it on top of the world.
That's exactly right. It's going to be designed to be similar to the aquatic, or the pool that was built for the Olympics in China. So you have a very deep water pool, which allows for faster speeds. So the shallow end is going to be like 8 feet deep, and the deep end is going to be like 15. So when you're swimming, you're going to be getting whatever the I don't know what the engineering term would be, the physics term of it is, but you get a much faster speed, and there's going to be 2 full Olympic-sized swimming pools. So we'll be able to have people from all over the world come train here year-round, and it's going to be really an exciting thing to bring people to Marion County to really show off what Marion County is all about. And
Absolutely.
This is going to be an amazing facility. The CF was closing their pool, and the aquatic Ocala Aquatics needed a place to have the swim team, for the schools to have their swim place. So Kent Colin stepped forward with through his foundation, through the Colin Family Foundation, to build this pool. And he really said, well, let's go first class, and we're going to build something really amazing that's going to be one of the elite swimming centers in the United States. And this isn't just a dream anymore. We've broken ground. The plans are at 100%. We're going to permitting. We're ready to start construction on this thing. So there's a lot of people from the swimming groups that are really excited. They've seen. You can go online and see the plans. They've seen the plans. So it's something really exciting to be part of in Marion County. And if you're looking for a place to live, Kalesa that's near that pool, Kalesa is going to be coming online for families. So you'll be able to walk to school. You'll be able to ride your bike to school, ride your bike to the swimming center, and it's just going to be a really unique experience in Florida.
Great place to start bringing up junior swimmers and
That's
everything
right.
with the neighborhood with the development being put right there by the pool.
Yep.
It seems like to me, just from the lay guy, from the outside looking in, that there are two prominent families in Marion County. Colin and the Roberts family, they're doing their best to make 80th Avenue, 80th, a great place to live in Ocala.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I mean, and the school. Talk about the school for a minute. You're building a state-of-the-art school as well in an area that's going to need more schools, because I know Westport High School is the high school in that area, which has a large population because of the dense population that has taken place in the area we're speaking of, out on top of the world, out past the airport till you get to 484. You're going to need some schools out there, and you're building a state-of-the-art school for your community right there on the property.
That's right, and we got blessed by Marion County Public Schools that they've granted us the right to be a charter school, so it'll be free to the to people who are able to go or who want to go. And it's going to be right there off of basically near 60th Avenue and 38th, almost across the street from Westport High School. And it's going to be a kindergarten. It'll start off kindergarten through 6th grade, and then it'll go up. Matriculation will lead it up to 8th grade. And maybe we'll advance it to high school. That's kind of often the thinking of what we do. But, the focus of it would be social emotional learning, so kind of helping develop the whole child, so that especially nowadays we look at how destructive COVID has been for kids that have to be at home away from their friends and away from activities. Well, this is going to be a way to kind of almost heal that, where they come in and they'll be able to understand friendships and work to be closer with each other and be better people, but then also the rigorous academics that we want to push as well, where every child has the real strong tools when they leave us to be successful in life. So we're excited to have that right in the middle of a community that we're going to be building, and that'll be open to Marion County students everywhere. And again, that'll be the summer, it'll be August of 2022 when it'll open to the public.
So we're not talking a long time from now.
No, and in fact, my son who's in 4th grade will be the first 6th grade class. So I'm excited about that.
You always hear from people like Kevin Sheila at the CEP, or any kind of leadership in any city, that the three main factors are housing, good education, and good cultural events, something to do. Mm-hmm. And where you're at and on top of the world embodies all of those processes. You have good housing, you're building a good school out there, and you have a great cultural center. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about some more things at the cultural center. Leading into COVID, I know nobody saw that coming. What are some of the challenges you faced at the Circle Square Cultural Center in the middle of this pandemic?
Yeah, like much of the world, a lot of entertainers, had to cancel, afraid to fly, and we still, it's still happening right now. We're not over the process as of yet, but we have a lot of entertainers that is more local, that that's not afraid to fly, but it's just been a struggle, just canceling shows and rescheduling. It's just a constant, struggle.
And now that you've reopened, what are you guys doing? How are people able to be in there and feel safe?
Well, right now, so although we can, operate under 100% capacity, we're being responsible by just opening it up at 50%. So every other row we have open, every 2 seats. So right now we've been averaging about 270, patrons that come in for the shows.
How many? If you were at full capacity, how much could you seat? 930. 930, which makes you. That's 226.
Like a third.
That's 226 more seats than the Riley can seat. Because the Riley can't seat 704. So we're talking a sizable, but that's a sizable reduction in patrons.
Absolutely.
To go from 900 plus.
Absolutely.
To 270.
Absolutely.
What are some of the things that you put in place to make sure that they still get the quality of entertainment, although you're not getting the influx of money in because you're operating at 40%, 50%.
Absolutely. No, it's business as usual. Obviously we have to, watch our budget, back of house. But, it's business as usual. We still have to house the entertainers, feed them. There is production costs that goes with lighting and, backline and things like that. But, it's business as usual. We still have to give the patrons the show that they deserve and they pay for it. So.
I'm a big fan of comedy. A lot of people know this that have heard me for the first 5.5 years I was here, and now that I've been back on the radio for a couple months. I did stand-up comedy. I still do. I was actually got guy Alex Soto reached out to me yesterday about he was going to send me some dates to see if I could do some comedy around this area. So I'm a big comedy guy. And now with the comedy room that was at OBS closing because they're doing a lot of renovation at OBS, there's very little comedy to be had in Ocala.
Yeah.
Do y'all offer comedy on the regular out there at the Culture Center?
Yeah, we do. We not much comedy. We had Steve Solomon, which is more of a play style comedy.
Steve Solomon's hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, he's super hilarious.
He's hilarious.
He's super hilarious. A couple months ago, we had George Casey. I'm not sure if you guys heard of George Casey. George Casey and Scott Noventy. Very funny guys. They did stand up. We don't do much stand up, but we're bringing George back actually for 2021 because before COVID, the ticket sales were going so well. So we had to reschedule the show, which hurt ticket sales. So and the people that did come had such a great time with the show, they begged us to bring them back, so we're bringing them back for 2021. And that's a secret, by the way, because the lineup comes out December 1st, so no one really knows that.
They do now.
They do now, yes.
You gave away a state secret, you know that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh, the deep state's going to get you when you get back.
It's good, though, Absolutely, that's marketing.
So give me a clue of some of the things I can look forward to coming up into the holiday season and forward.
Okay, so this Saturday we have Petty Hearts, which is a Tom Petty tribute. The guys are based out of Gainesville, so they're a local group, so that makes it easier for them to travel. Really good group. Right now, ticket sales are at $270, so we're pretty much sold out.
Why are you going to tease a brother like that?
Yeah.
I was thinking I could get some tickets, get my girl, because she's always after me, plan a date night.
Yeah.
You said Tom Petty. She likes Tom Petty.
Yeah, these guys
now
are
you
really,
said
really
they're sold
good.
out.
Yeah. We're pretty much sold out, But, looking forward, December 1st, we release our lineup for the 2021. We hoping that everything goes accordingly with COVID, that we can still, move forward with the shows. But we have, some really good shows coming up. And if you guys want to know who we got coming in, I've already told you one. You could just go to csculturecenter.com and look at the rest of the lineup.
You're just not going to give it up, are you?
Nah, I can't.
Do y'all have any special holiday plans? Anything geared around the holidays in late December that you can tell us about?
Well, we have our annual holiday celebration on the town square, but that's been postponed due to crowd size.
COVID canceled.
Yeah, canceled. I can tell you one show in particular is being put on by Habitat Humanity. January 22nd. It's Elvis. They're doing the Elvis show.
I saw that event on Facebook. That Elvis was going to be out there.
Yeah, and
I thought Elvis had passed away. I had no idea he could show. Well, so y'all getting good guests out there.
Absolutely.
Been voting, so
well, right.
Been voting for 20 years.
Yeah, and the guy that's putting it on is a local kid. His name is Cote Denote. I'm not sure if you guys Denote. I'm not sure if you heard of him, but
Isn't he out of Dunellen over in that
He's
area?
out in Dunellen, yeah.
I've seen him numerous times perform at the Christmas festival in Dunellen.
Right. He's really good.
He's top notch.
Yeah, he's actually top 3 in the world.
Yeah, he's really good.
What does he do?
He's
an Elvis impersonator.
Elvis impersonator.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually won 2018 Elvis contest. He's the world champion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he's finished the past 2 years in the top 3 in the world.
And we're not talking about an old dude either. We're talking about
he's a young guy.
Yeah, young guy.
Young guy. Yeah, young guy.
And he's really,
I wonder how you
really
get into
good.
that. How do you become an Elvis impersonator?
Well, he started out when he was 3 years old. By his, I think his grandmother, and just looking at the music.
Loving Elvis.
Yeah, loving Elvis, and he's been performing. He's been doing it since he's been 3 years old.
Here's a fun fact. Do you know the Guinness Book of World Records youngest paid Elvis impersonator ever?
No.
5-year-old Hawaiian kid.
Oh.
Really?
Named Bruno Mars.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bruno Mars is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the youngest paid Elvis impersonator ever. At 5 years old, his dad had a variety show in Hawaii that the whole family participated in, and Bruno Mars was the Elvis impersonator at 5 years old.
I didn't even know he was
one of my
Hawaii.
favorite artists, by the way. Too.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
Because Bruno's a throwback to funk and everything
Absolutely.
from the 70s.
Absolutely.
Bruno could have been with the Commodores.
Right.
Bruno Bruno could have. Bruno's a showman. Bruno is the 21st century James Brown. Let's go ahead and say it.
That's true.
Bruno didn't get caught up in a bunch of the mess. He's an entertainer.
He's an entertainer,
and
absolutely.
He's the Guinness Book of World Records youngest Elvis impersonator that got paid.
Fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do you envision this, Robert? Your 5 year, I know guys like you have a 5-year plan. You got a 10-year plan. Where do you envision? Where do you see On Top of the World 5 years from now with all this new development?
Well, I mean, I think that what's going to happen is Marion County is going to really become a hub for Florida. We've got all the construction, all the distribution centers coming here. The CEP has done an amazing job bringing people here. So we're really just kind of a component of what is really Marion County is becoming. So we're building the housing for families to come and for workers to come to Marion County. We're building the retirement communities for people who come here to enjoy life and to really have a meaningful life during the 30 or 40 years that they're going to be retired. So we're doing so much that's kind of in that way, but also just adding to what Marion County already does, whether it's with Shalom Park or the swimming pool or the school or the cultural center. So much of what Gary does is really providing that extra value of life. And that's where we want to be is Sidney Colin's whole view of everything that he wanted to be involved in. That's Ken Colin's father, was trying to provide people with a meaningful life or try to give them the opportunities to provide a meaningful life. And you think about, like, do you want to just go through your day of you go to life and you do your work and you go home and you watch TV and you go to bed, or do you want to be involved with your community and do things and make the world around you a better place? And that's really what we focus on, and that's what everything is about for what we do, whether it's what Gary does at the Cultural Center or Shalom Park or the MP Master Possibilities, the classes we provide, or all the activities we do inside On Top of the World. It's always about how can we make life better for people, and that's the focus, and I think that's what we're going to always be geared towards.
You hear people, and I'm sure you've heard this ad nauseum, and I'm sure you probably have a very good answer. That's why I'm going to ask you this question. What do you say to people? I live in the Northeast sector. What do you say to people that say, it's just so far out, it's too far to go, it's way on the other side of town? In actuality, when living in Atlanta like I did growing up in Atlanta
right.
or living in Chicago, it's 15 minutes.
Right.
On Top of the World's 15 minutes from everywhere in Ocala. 15 minutes from Denellen and 15 minutes from Bellevue. It's not forever, but people have this concept that On Top of the World is just so far out there. It's just too far. What do you say to those people?
I just say, come out here and try it. See what we've got to do. And, whether it's the Cultural Center where they've got great entertainment, you're talking about, 2 or 3 hours of being entertained and enjoying what you've got going on. And if you're sitting in Bellevue, yeah, there's things to do in Bellevue, but what we offer is special and unique. And come and enjoy that and spend the extra 5 or 10 minutes driving that you would have done and experience what we've got.
It's the same knuckleheads that say it's too far on the other side of town.
Yeah.
That tell me about the nice time they had at one of the squares at that place down south. I'm like, really? The Cultural Center is On Top of the World, which is much closer.
Absolutely.
And a lot less traffic than dealing with 441 South.
Right.
People say, well, 200 is so big. The only part of 200 that's really uber busy is the ill-planned interchange with the 75.
Yeah.
Can we just agree that's maybe the worst exchange roadway in Florida? That the entrance and exits off of 75 on 200
they are not
with
easy.
the Sam's Club right there too.
Yeah, I know.
That's another reason to go out towards On Top of the World with all the shopping and availability out towards On Top of the World with all the shopping that it's another reason not to get caught up right there around 75.
That's right. And now, as you saying, with all this rain coming today and tomorrow, I mean, we don't have flooding on our side of town.
No, you do not. You live on the high side. You live on the high side. And there's so many people think, the only way to get there is going down 200.
Oh, no.
There's lots of ways to get there.
Absolutely.
And so tell them the website again, how they can find it, and about what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Tickets go on sale Monday for Coat the Note, so please be sure to pick those up. And you can view the rest of the lineup at www.csculturalcenter.com. We're open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Robert Colin from On Top of the World and Gary Pierre, he is at the Circle Square Cultural Center. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Just want to say happy Veterans Day to everybody out there, and thank you for your service. And just to mention that we have a Operation Helping Heroes golf tournament coming up in February in honor of our veterans, and all money goes to helping them.
Well, thanks so much.
Amen.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
A poll worker who told Laura Ingram's audience on Fox News what she witnessed Tuesday night. The whistleblower, whose identity and voice were modified at her request, said that she noticed white envelopes being passed around and ripped open near a Biden-Harris van while on a walk during her lunch break. The envelope handlers then leaned against the side of the van in order to mark the papers, which she recognized as ballots. The worker has released a sworn affidavit to the Justice Department disclosing what she claims to have witnessed. She also claims voters were allowed to cast ballots without valid identification. Nevada denied any evidence of voter fraud as Democrat Attorney General Aaron Ford referred to the Trump campaign's legal efforts as garbage. Tropical Storm Ada's course is now set for the Big Bend of Florida, just east of Ocala, late Thursday or early Friday morning. USA Radio News.
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-280-2144. 800-280-2144. 800-280-2144. Call right now. That number again is 800-280-2144.
/terms. If you're like me,